Walk us through, how did you have the courage to actually drop your job, drop something secure, drop your dream of becoming a hotel manager, which is secure, which pays you, and then go do something as audacious or as bizarre as climbing the tallest mountain in the world from no experience? Well, can you tell us a little bit about that? What were your emotions? How did you actually do that? And how did you take that step?
I mean, because wasn't a dream since I was a little boy. So this is something that came to me in a dream, and it was more as a vision. And I always thought to motivate yourself is if you believe in something and you have a passion of it, then you can achieve whatever you can. And I always thought motivation is overrated. If you feel good before you act, you will never reach anything meaningful. So, what I mean is that most people think high achievers are always motivated. And that's not true. On Everest, in business, in life, motivation is a feeling, and goals are achieved through commitment. So, feeling change, but commitment doesn't. And I
Mm.
think for me, when I had that dream, that it was more of also a spiritual dream. So, it was about getting up to the top of the mountain and to raise the adhan. So this was for me more spiritual than anything else. And no, I didn't quit my job straight away. So what I did, Kareem, is I talked to my manager. I said, listen, I want 6 month at leave because I wanted to rest, but in the same time, I wanted to have my job there. So I thought I'll give myself 6 months and see how I go. But I never went back to work again or to hospitality again because I started something else. So for me, I would say it was because I really wake up and I thought that's exactly where my destiny is. I thought this is exactly what I want to do. And when I was in Everest the first time in 2005, I didn't make it, but I went back again in 2007 and I didn't make it into 2007.
Right.
So I have to go back again in 2008. And then I climbed in 2008. I made it to the summit, raising the Jordanian, the Palestinian, and the Scottish flag up in the summit. But yeah, so for me, it wasn't just a dream that I always wanted to do all my life. My biggest dream was to become a general manager for a five-star hotel. So there is nothing to do with mountaineering.
It wasn't your dream all your life. And then
No.
you had that physical dream, and it was like almost a
Mhm.
spiritual experience, a calling, which is something here. There's members of Actualize, our community. We always talk about how you need to have something that is bigger than yourself that you're pursuing, like a North Star, right? And so, just the question that I have, and I'll let you, I know because I jumped in, we were doing questions later, but I
It's
wanted
okay.
to help you moderate the conversation. That I'm just fascinated by that because so many of us here, like we're young, we have ideas, we get these, let's say, visions of wanting to do something specific, open a certain business, do certain something like whatever it is, a side hustle, whatever. And then we also have our job, or we have our school, or we have what we're doing, or we're a senior at a company, etc. Like I appreciate that it was a spiritual thing for you, but the gap between who you were and the person that you had to be to climb Everest is huge. What was the thing that you held on? You said motivation is not enough. What was the actual thing that kept you going, even though you had so much proof from the smoking the cigarettes or your past life that you weren't fit for this mountain? And people
Mm.
laughed at you, or people told you you're crazy, which is very something we all feel if we're gonna make that risk. Like, what kept you grounded? What kept you going, like from a technical perspective? What actually made you, you know what, I can do this. I know I smoked two packs. I know I'm far, but I can do this. What gave you so much faith? And I guess, like more practically on the ground, how did you actually stay committed?
I think I stayed committed because this was for me a mission. It was a purpose. It was something that bigger than me. I felt calling that Zan, which is the call of prayer. It was very powerful for me, and I think it was more as an identity for somebody who was a refugee, somebody who I wanted to prove something first. In the beginning, I wanted to prove something for my family, for my community, for my friend, but then it become more identity over outcome. And I didn't climb because I felt strong. I climbed because I had a purpose. I had a cause that I was going for. And I think I was prepared for it because since I was a kid, even 8 years old, finishing school, selling halwa sweet through the street of the refugee camp to save some money and give my mom and help my mom and dad, leave and go into England, working as a cleaner so I can keep my brother and sister at school. We're working in the kitchen for many years so I can achieve my dream. So all this prepared me to achieve what I want to achieve. And I wanted to say that when you attach to your action to identity, then motivation become a so it's not
Right.
then about motivation, then it's about something that you feel. Now, I'm always been an athlete because I used to box for the in Kuwait for the Palestinian, which is the BLO. And I always show up for training and I always